Hello everybody, it is Jamarcus, and I'm here with week 7 of the BHA. We're faced off against Kai Guy, who is at the top of the leaderboards, or maybe like top 2 or 3, I'm not sure, I don't know if it's been updated. But he's rightfully near the top of the leaderboard, because look at this team. Shaman Sky should probably be banned, Terra Comfey is probably the best Terra captain, some fantastic defensive Pokemon, and then some offensive threats as well. Not a lot of hazard setters on his team, I will say. Yeah, you got rocks on these two, and then spikes on Overquill. So I'm not too worried about hazards. So I don't really need to bring removal on either of my removers, I don't think. Double Dark type is really unfortunate for my Terra captains. Even if I Terra fighting, they don't really do that well into either of their dark types, so both my Terra captains look kind of bad. I'm also not bringing Diglett, unfortunately. This team's just too bulky, it's not going to kill anything. Blaziken looks pretty bad too. It really struggles into Alamomola and Rotom Heat. I think Necrozma is pretty good. Double Dark type again, kind of sucks for it, but they don't want to take its hits quite as much. Generally, I think he has really good answers for all of my sweepers. It's really tough. I think the best thing on my team is actually Glamora. His rock resist is a Hitmontop and an Alolan Dugtrio. So I don't think either of those are showing up. So he's not going to have a rock resist. I'm just going to click Power Gem this game. This is my plan. Although Spadef, Corv, and Comfey take those hits decently. Speaking of Comfey, this thing is the biggest problem for my team. Terra Ground just totally walls Glamora, who otherwise is my best Pokemon. Energy Ball's not doing enough damage. So also fantastic at the Hydreigon. Iron Treads doesn't even do that much damage into it if it's max defense like I think it will be. Enamorous can chip it down, but it'll be tough. So let's look at the team I brought. I'm bringing Trick Room. I didn't decide to bring Screens because I figured, okay, they have Defog, Corv. That's it, really. I just thought Trick Room looked better here. So I did. I'm bringing Indeedee male here on Trick Room instead of female. I know female is slower and bulkier, which is better for Trick Room, but Indeedee male has Encore, and I valued that more. This game, I thought being able to Encore a Roaring Moon or a Comfey as they're setting up would be more valuable. Terra Blast fighting is my only attack. It hits their team well enough. I'm actually bringing Inner Focus. This was a mistake. When I led Indeedee, as you'll see, I didn't have Psychic Surge. I'm like, oh no, I should have had Psychic Surge. But also, Psychic Surge doesn't do anything this matchup. I'm not bringing Expanding Force. They don't really have a lot of priority. I actually don't know if Psychic Surge blocks this thing's priority. That's interesting to think about. But besides that, not a lot of priority. Maybe these two are like Aqua Jet. But Inner Focus is actually better this game. And it was by accident because I can't get flinched by the Shaman Sky. So totally an accident there, but it ended up being better this game. And then just Trick Room, because I'm running Trick Room, and Healing Wish. I'm max defense so that maybe I can take a hit from Roaring Moon, a couple extra hits from Corbinite, something like that. Offensive, Life Orb, Necrozma, just max HP, max special attack, nothing too fancy. Photon Geyser hits most of their team, and then Heat Wave hits the Pokemon the Photon Geyser does not, and then Dragon Pulse hits Roaring Moon, and then Trick Room to set up Trick Room again. Enamorous, this is one of the best Pokemon on my team. This matchup, Moonblast just hits their team really hard. Earth Power plus Mystical Fire is nice coverage. It does struggle quite a bit with Rotom Heat, but even Moonblast is doing quite a bit into that Pokemon. And then a Healing Wish again to see if I can heal something up. Let's say I use Necrozma early game, it takes Life Orb Chip, it takes Chip getting up Trick Room, but now I can heal it back up with an Enamorous or something like that. Glamora looks fantastic this game. Their rock resists are Hitmontop and Alolan Dugtrio, and maybe Terra Ground on Comfey. So this thing looks fantastic. Meteor Beam, Power Gem. I'm running this thing on Trick Room, min speed. In hindsight, I've already got quite a few Trick Room abusers. Running this thing quick so that it's outspeeding a Rotom or maybe a defensive Comfey might have been nice. But that's the set I brought. I have Sludge Wave plus Earth Power. Just hit some things hard. Energy Ball is not doing enough damage to Comfey, so I didn't bring it. I just thought Sludge Wave would be nice. In case they do bring like a Hitmontop. But generally I'm just clicking Power Gem this game. Sludge Wave hits this thing harder. Um, I guess Earth Power hits that harder. But generally, I'm clicking Power Gem this game. Iron Treads, I think, looks fantastic this game with coverage. Not bringing spin or hazards, just 4 attacks. Enough speed for Comfey if it is running max speed. If they bring max speed Scarf Comfey for some reason. In hindsight, I probably could have afforded to run Adamant here. Although I still want to have enough speed, so I'm getting Speed Booster. Ice Spinner just kills this. Does good damage into this as well. Iron Head's nice for the Comfey. But this thing does also struggle quite a bit with the Skarmory, and even Overquill can take a hit from it. But I'm hoping it does do some work, maybe in the mid game. And then last but not least is Hydreigon. This thing has done nothing all season. It's week 7. I want this thing to do something. It's terrible in a Comfey, but we'll give it a try. If Corv is Brave Bird instead of Body Press, it's decent. Bring a very defensive set. This is enough defense to live a hit from Roaring Moon. Spadef helps a little bit into Shaman Sky as well. Covert Cloak. This is my pseudo Shaman Sky answer. It's definitely not a good one, especially if Shaman has Dazzling Gleam. Although I don't think you'd really bring that this game. But Dazzling Gleam's an option, and that would be terrible for Hydreigon. I just have Dark Pulse Fire Blast to do some damage. Get Rocks up because their team has 1 Rapid Spinner and then Defog Corv. So I think getting up Rocks would be really good. They also have quite a few Rock weak Pokemon that don't want to be running Boots, mostly Shaman Sky though. But even getting a little bit of chip on Roaring Moon or Alomomola would be nice. Then I have Roar, very important move to bring this week. I can roar out a Roaring Moon that's Dragon Dancing. Because I can live a +1 attack booster Dragon Claw, I believe. Might want to double check that though. Roaring out Shaman Sky if it's sub Leech Seed, be nice. I think it gets Calm Mind. That would be a good opportunity too. And then also a Corv, if they bring up like a Iron Defense Body Press Corv, I can live a Body Press and then roar them out. So I'm hoping Hydreigon will finally do something, but let's see. What do they bring? Nothing too surprising. I see Overquill instead of the Roaring Moon, which is surprising. So no Roaring Moon eases Hydreigon a lot. I think Hydreigon looks phenomenal here, except for Comfey. Hydreigon kind of beats everything else. Losing Roost sucks for it. If it had Roost, I think it just totally wins here, but no Roost. So I immediately just want to get up Trick Room, start doing some damage. There's a lot of bulk on this team. I need to start cutting through it early so that maybe Glamora could win late game. I don't see a Rock Resist as expected, but I'm totally expecting this Comfey to Terra ground at some point. So, I lead Indeedee. I realize I'm not to Psychic Surge here, but that's fine. They Volt Switch, tells me they have no special attack investment, and I just want to get up my Trick Room. I want to chip this thing a little bit, just so that it's in range of maybe a Heat Wave from Necrozma or a Moonblast from Enamorous, because it does not die from full. So get a little bit of chip on it. They set up a Spike. I figure they're not going to click a Poison move here. I think they just get another Spike up, so I go hard into Enamorous. They actually go into Corviknight, which is surprising for me, and it's pretty bad for me. I am going to click Mystical Fire here just to see what this thing's set is. It's probably going to be Mirror Armor, so it's going to drop my special attack, which would be unfortunate. I just want to see what this Corviknight's all about. Instead, they go to Rotom Heat, and I do 11%. This thing is max special defense. I go back to Indeedee. I feel this thing's not going to be doing that much damage to me. I thought about going Iron Treads this turn, but had I gone Iron Treads, they would just bring out Corviknight, and I would be walled. I would lose my booster speed for no reason, and I want to keep that thing for Shaman. So I go Indeedee as they bring out Comfey. This is worse than Corviknight having come out, so in hindsight, maybe going Iron Treads was better there, or even just like bring out Glamora and throw off a Meteor Beam could have been good. This thing being in is terrible. What do I do? It can just kill me with Draining Kiss here, although maybe I'd live. I'm max HP. I can get up a Trick Room, but that doesn't really help me here with priority Draining Kiss. They can start clicking Calm Mind. Not good, as they Calm Mind, and I bring Encore. If I did not have Encore plus Roar on Hydreigon, I probably lost the game here. So I stay in and click Trick Room. That was really greedy. Although, I guess I can still just go Hydreigon the next turn and roar them out. I did have to look up how many turns Encore lasts for, because if I took one extra turn here, I probably lost the game. So they Calm Mind again as I click Roar. Rotom comes out. That's probably best case scenario for me. I can just get rocks up in front of this thing as they want to Volt Switch. I see they have no speed because I'm slower than them in Trick Room. They get its screens up. So I just want to start clicking Roar, get some Hazard Chip on everything. Alamomola throws up a Wish. I just keep clicking Roar. This turn I'm thinking just don't have Dazzling Gleam. Don't have Dazzling Gleam. I'm just going to keep clicking Roar because if they don't have Dazzle, I can just keep cycling things around, getting Hazard Chip on them. Definitely not what I meant Hydreigon to do this game, but it's working and it's the most Hydreigon's done this league, or this season. So I'll take it. Good work, Hydreigon. They protect, I Roar, and they switch out in Comfey. That's bad. Didn't want this thing in. Obviously, it threatens me out. Draining Kiss will not kill me here. If they click Calm Mind as I switch into something, I'm in a terrible spot. My only physical attacker is Iron Treads, which is not doing enough damage to this thing, especially with screens up. So I'm just gonna keep clicking Roar, style out these screens. If they want to click Calm Mind, great. If they Draining Kiss for like half, that's fine. Even a Dazzling Gleam, if they have it for some reason, would not kill. So if they get the Wish, they just Draining Kiss, makes sense. And then yeah, I just Roar again. Shaman comes out again, fantastic. They're gonna Air Slash, I'm Covert Cloak, this cannot flinch me. I Fire Blast, I want to get a bit of damage on them. They end up being Aqua Berry, probably for Blaziken so they can live a hit. In hindsight, maybe I just keep clicking Roar there. I just didn't want Comfey to come back in and kill me with Draining Kiss. I thought getting damage on this would be better. So I click Fire Blast there, and now I switch out. I figured I'll save Hydreigon. It could still do something like clicking a Dark Pulse to Alamomola or something, or is decent for a Corviknight as well. I go into Iron Treads here, seeing as they're probably just going to click Air Slash. They have no reason to click Seed Flare, even if they do. Iron Treads would not die. And then I can kill them next turn because I boost your speed. So I take Spike and Air Slash. That's actually a lot of damage I just took. That's not fantastic. Corviknight comes in. If this thing is set up, I'm in a terrible spot. Hydreigon's too low, I can't Roar it out anymore. Indeedee, if I switch in on a Body Press, I just die, I can't Encore it. What's my other alternative? I hope they don't have Iron Head, Enamorous. If this Spadef, I probably don't beat it, I just Mystical Fire, end up lowering my special attack, and they roost up. Necrozma's really the only thing that can beat this at this point. So I go Hydreigon, figuring I can maybe get a Fire Blast on them. See what their set is. I didn't know they were set up at this point, they are. I Fire Blast, I do no damage, tells me their special defense invested. And then my only way of killing this was Necrozma. I don't know why I go Enamorous here. A bad play. I don't know that they're Mirror Armor yet, but I do know that... Actually, I do know they're Mirror Armor, because Pressure and Unnerve both reveal itself as the Corviknight switches in. So I should have known they were Mirror Armor, and I should have just gone and clicked Heat Wave on Necrozma, especially because if this thing's only attacking move is Body Press, Necrozma won't take all that much. But I make this play, I decide to go for Mystical Fire, which doesn't do anything at all. And this thing just stalls me out. Not in a good spot. I decide to stay in to get a little more damage on them. I Earth Power thinking maybe they click Roost here and I can do more damage to them than I did with Mystical Fire. Even then, it would only do like 50, 55%. Not a good play. I don't know why Necrozma hasn't come in yet. I decide to go Indeedee, hoping I can Encore them, and they just kill me. But I do get a free switch into Necrozma. Now, I finally realize that this thing can't touch me. I'm going to kill them with Heat Wave. That's the route I should have taken 5 turns ago. Heat Wave will 2-hit KO them. It would have killed them a lot earlier if I didn't let them get all this leftovers. And Necrozma would have been healthier as well. And I would have had an Indeedee. So, definitely quite a bit of misplays there. Rotom Heat comes out to get its screens back up. I know it's light clay now, so they're going to take Hazard Chip, which is nice. I just decided to Photon Geyser. I want to get a lot of damage on this thing. Here is where I think I'd make a pretty bad play. I decide to kill the Rotom here. I kill Rotom, I take Life Orb, they go Comfey, they have a light screen up. What do I do? That puts me in a terrible spot, but that's the play I make. So, Necrozma goes down to Life Orb, Trick Room ends, there's a light screen up. Alamomola comes in, which was surprising. I went Iron Treads, because I figured Comfey was coming in to win the game. But they actually go Mola, which was not good for me. I make an interesting play here. Ironhead. I want to get a flinch and stall out the screen. Doesn't end up happening. I take Rocky Helmet Chip. Maybe that was a bad play. I just decide to Earthquake. Get a little bit of damage on this Alamomola so that maybe it's dying to an Enamorous hit or a Glamora hit. I also forgot my nicknames, I'm noticing. Typical. I don't die to a flip turn. That's nice. They get their wish, and I can at least get a little bit of chip on them here. I figured they would Terra Ground, but Earthquake hit all of their Terras for neutral, at least. So that was my play that I wanted to make. I did not want to predict and go for Ice Spinner. It's also barely going to do more damage. So Earthquake was my play. It does 40. They're starting to click Calm Mind. This is not good for me. They don't die to another one. I click Ice Spinner. Even 2 Ice Spinners would not have killed them, especially with leftovers. So they can kill me now. They have another Turn of Light screen. They're +2/+2. They have Terra Ground. I'm assuming they have Terra Blast, so I can't go Glamora. But Glamora doesn't do any damage to this thing anyways. I think my best move is to click Earth Power or Meteor Beam, which is going to do like 15%. Maybe 10. So I'm hoping Enamorous can do something here. It should not be taking that much damage from Draining Kiss. It's going to give a lot of health from the healing though. Enamorous is going to need to do something here though. The Draining Kiss doesn't do a lot of damage. It heals a lot though. I'm clicking Moonblast. I need some special attack drops. But more importantly, I need to crit. I'm not going to win this game if I don't get a crit. I get the special attack drop. That's nice. They Calm Mind again. I Moonblast again. I'm getting good damage on this thing. I got another special attack drop. That's nice. They reveal Synthesis, so I'm like, okay, yeah, I just lose the game. Unless I'm getting a crit, because this thing can always heal itself. Keep boosting up. No amount of special attack drops will win me this game. I need a crit. They're going to keep Calm Minding up. I'm going to click Moonblasting and just hope I get a crit. And I do. That was 4 Moonblasts, and I got a crit on the 4th one. From how they were playing that, it was likely that I was going to get a crit eventually. And even if Enamorous is at like 1% at the end of this exchange, Glamora will win this late game. Even though I'm min speed, unless they have like Liquidation on Overquill or Destiny Bond, then I could have lost, I suppose. But Comfey goes down to a crit. They would have needed a lot of Calm Minds to kill me with Draining Kiss, and 1 crit would kill them. So I get the crit, I'll take it, and then yeah, at this point, as my opponent recognizes, they can't really kill Enamorous here. I might even live a gunk shot from a defensive Overquill. And then Moonblast is just going to take out the rest of the team. They actually have Toxic, so they're a more defensive set. And down goes Overquill. We take the game. Definitely a little bit of luck, we'll take it. I made some bad plays, especially around that Corviknight. I would have had an extra Pokemon had that not been the case. Hydreigon did a lot. I clicked 5 Roars this game and got up rocks. That was really nice. Probably the Pokemon of the game. Maybe Enamorous. Enamorous cleaned up that late game pretty nicely. Iron Treads, never doing enough damage. Always failing to 2-hit KO things. But I guess that's what you get for something so versatile. Glamora never came out. It was fantastic this matchup. But Terra Ground Comfey was a real problem for it, and I didn't really recognize that in team building. I was very weak to Comfey and very much could have lost that game, but we got a crit. We'll take it. We are now 4-3, which means we've got a decent shot at making playoffs, and winning next week would pretty much guarantee that we make playoffs. So hopefully we'll see us in playoffs. If not, we got one more week to have some fun. I also have one more week of the RQA, which we're also in playoff contention for, so I'm hoping I win 2 games next week. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you later. Bye-bye.